Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly read for the week of March 21st to 35th. So Sagittarius, your cards for this week are in the position of energies leaving, completing or transitioning. We've got the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. They came out together. Focus energy this week is the Hanged Man, and coming in towards the end of the week we've got the Five of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So Sagittarius, it looks like you have been having some conflict or tension or some kind of strife in your recent past, or you could still be on the tail end of it now. So you've got the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands, which are both, they both depict that kind of conflict or sense of competition going on in that situation. My insight is that potentially it's a situation where you might be constantly triggering and reacting off one another with another individual. For example, swords can be quite a mental sort of, cutting energy. So potentially, you become triggered by the other person, harsh words are said, and then it triggers a reaction in the other person. So you just keep ricocheting off each other in this kind of negative energy, and it's clouding you and you can't quite move past it, and it's holding you in a sense of conflict. So it's really important that you move on from that, because it's just not constructive at all. So your energy this week is the Hanged Man, which is very, very fitting, because the Hanged Man inspires and encourages you to see things from a new perspective. And this is absolutely what you may need to do to clear or move on from this energy. And perhaps, the reason why you've had this conflict here is that you've really defiantly been holding your position against another person, against their views, values or position. And although that may be dear to you and you don't want to compromise your values, potentially you need to see the situation also from their perspective, so you can bring a sense of compassion to it, and through that new perspective you'll be able to release some of this conflict energy. So the interesting thing about the Hanged Man also is that it's the card that precedes Death card in the tarot deck, and death is all about really juicy alchemical transformation. So I see the Hanged Man as the gateway to transformation. So if you can see the situation from the new perspective, then it can lead to growth and transformation. It's also interesting that if you flip the Hanged Man over, you'll notice that his posture is the same as the figure on the World card. And the World is all about completing karmic cycles and arriving, and that sort of sense of total sort of life lesson fulfilled. So if you can shift your perspective, that's what's waiting for you. And it's said that sometimes to do that you need to die the 5 steps of the Hanged Man, which is sort of like the traditional grief cycle. So in order to do that, you may need to move through those stages, or you may already be experiencing them now. And those stages are anger, then it's bartering. Denial first, then anger, bartering. You can then feel depression or sadness before you fully accept the situation from what it is. And once you've moved through those steps, that's when you can start transforming. So that's your goal this week, guys. Towards the end of the week, we've got the Five of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So the Five of Cups does show you potentially still focusing on what has been lost in this situation, rather than the opportunities that are waiting for you. Sometimes when we focus on things that we don't have, or things that have left us, or the cups, or what was spilt or knocked over in this situation, it can bring a sense of disappointment or grief, or you may even feel a sense of bereavement. And that could be from, backing down and letting go of your perspective, or even from this, dying the death of the Hanged Man. You can maybe feel that you're grieving for something that you've had to let go of. But, you should always keep in mind that, even though there may have been some things lost, try and shift your perspective to what you do have, because there's new opportunities moving in all the time and they're right behind you, just backing it up. Also interesting to note, guys, in this spread you've got 555 energy, with 5 in the numerology cycle being the number of conflict and change. So it looks like you're moving from the conflict through into the change energy. And it is like in the middle of the cycle, 5 being the middle of 1 to 10. So, it could be a little bit of a process ahead, but if you can see it from this new perspective, then you're well on your road to that change. With the Queen of Cups here, I think it's this is the outcome if you can make this transition and let go of this negativity, because Queen of Cups is all about calm energy. She's intuitive and compassionate. You could say that her vibe is completely different to what was going on here. So it's only positivity and a total new fresh perspective and outlook, and a total energy change if you can see things from a new perspective, die the death of the Hanged Man, and move on from this conflict energy. So guys, good luck with that. I hope it's a great week for you, Sagittarius. Go in there brave, and I'm sure everything is going to work out just fine for you. So just remember, this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate for everybody, but it will for those for whom it is meant. So good luck with that, and we'll see you next week.